Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, I came out that I push this word in truth and in sincerity. It's another lesson. You know, I'm going to call this one, niggas should consider what the hell they do when they come up against the men of the Lord. Because I'm quite sure there's men of the Lord within IUIC, probably within ISUPK. So you gotta watch what you say and what you do. Now you at this fat creep that look like Wallace the Walrus from Wally the Walrus from Woody Woodpecker, coming up against the brothers, and not, you know, IUIC, they still brothers. You know, there's something they go off, but they still brothers nonetheless. You know, but the elder from Elder Benata Zagba from South Carolina 08 did a response video to, you know, and he put two clips in there of one fat Wally the Walrus type looking character come up against IUIC. Then you had a bunch of wild ghoulish looking hyenas, you know, the MW come up against them. And everybody come up against the truth, and it's mainly because they don't like the fact that Israelites called the white man, the so-called white man, the devil. He is the devil. If he ain't the devil, who is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on earth, man? If he ain't the goddamn devil. He's doing the bidding of the spiritual demon Satan in the spiritual world. So the Lord have a physical counterpart on the earth who are the Israelites, and Satan also has a physical counterpart on the earth who are the Edomites, the so-called white men. They are the physical counterparts of the spiritual demon Satan, man. And there's no getting around that. But they go tooth and nail to try to defend these devils, man. Like as if they don't have nothing to you know, pay for. You know, these become more deeds, and they have so much so much Stockholm syndrome with that their deeds are starting to surpass the deeds of the wicked. Every time you come up against the men of the Lord, whether it's men from IUIC, whether it's men from Great Millstone, you gotta pay, man. You're gonna answer for that, man. You're not measuring the times. You don't see what's happening. Even though you suffering on a somewhat small scale because of the SNAP benefits, but you don't see the overall spiritual aspect of what's going on, man. Prophecies are coming to pass, you know, because the 2/3 are too fixated on the Israelites. They're not measuring the times. They're not listening to the message that's being brought forth. These are not our words. These are words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Like I tell you in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, speak the words of prophecy to my people. It's just because it's roughly paraphrased. It's the spirit of the prophecy, and they are faithful and true, man. And it also tell you, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee. Talking about the 2/3 of you Negroes and Spanish Native Americans, man. So why? Because you're all going to die. You're all going to die in your unfaithfulness, man. You're not measuring the times, man. You see uproars of the people. Are you measuring the times? No. Famine, death, earthquakes, wars, rumors of wars. You're not measuring the times. Therefore, because you don't know. You're too busy coming up against the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord. Started with Great Millstone, who has 100% truth. You're too busy coming up against the men of the Lord because the Lord blinded you. The Lord has an angel out there blinding you. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9 on down. Until this place get melted, man. You know, because you have time to learn of the truth, learn of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, but you come out there and you scoff and you scorn and you defend Esau, the so-called white man, because you have Stockholm syndrome. You're not measuring the times. So when you drop down 2nd Ezra 9 and 9, it tell you, y'all gonna be in a pitiful case that abuse the ways of the Most High. You're gonna be in a very pitiful case, man. Why? Because, and you start to see that pitiful case you're in. No SNAP benefits. You're worshiping the day of thievery, which is coming up this week, Thanksgiving, as y'all call it. And a lot of your SNAP benefits didn't come through. So you gotta rely on getting turkeys from these places that's donating turkeys, giving free turkeys. You had in Washington Heights the other day, the Mets giving out free turkeys. So I guarantee you, a lot of people carry their asses out there because the whole team, that organization is billionaires and millionaires. So they had enough turkey to go around for a lot of people. So they went out, I guarantee they went out there and carried their black asses out there to get some of them free turkeys. just to put some food on the table for their kids. That's a part of the great miseries, man. And that pitiful case that you find yourselves in now, man. When you go down, like I said, when you drop down to 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 12, they tell you, the same must know it after death by pain. After all the misery you go through, if you survive Jacob's trouble, race wars, race wars and things of that nature, race wars and upwards of the people and civil unrest, and you survive that, you're going to get melted by the missiles. You people have not a clue what's happening right now, man. Because y'all got your head stuck so far up Esau's ass, the so-called white man's ass, that all you do is think about come up against the Israelites, man. It's going to cost you. It's going to be detrimental to your health. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you in a big way, man. Because you're going to find yourself in that pitiful case because you abuse the ways of the Most High. All this is in 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter, all the way down to the 12th verse, man. 2 Ezra 9 and on down to the 12th verse, you're going to find yourself in them very same predicaments, man, that we've been warning you about. And 2 Ezra 8 and 50 is talking about them great miseries, man. And after all the great miseries, after all the shit that's happening, they may institute a military draft. I know they're going to institute a military draft. And a lot of you people are going to die over there in the Middle East, in the Levant. A lot of you going to die over there because you mocked the prophets of the Lord, which are the ambassadors of the Lord, and now you must pay. Like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 12, the same must know the death by pain. You're going to pay, man, through pain, death, and suffering. The same suffering you're giving us by accusing us, lying on us, accusing us, giving false accusations on us. We grapists, you know, we this, we that. You're gonna pay. You're like the allowing us, man. And now you're gonna pay, man. You're gonna pay. When the Lord allowed Esau, the so-called white man, to show them horns, you're gonna pay, man. Daily. You're gonna pay daily. You're gonna pay daily, man. And that's just the bottom line. Am I gonna care? Nope. I'm not gonna care, man. I'm not gonna care at all. You people, you're bugged out, man. All you Israelites out there, man, that's not a part of the elect, that's in the 2/3 club, you're bugged out, man. If you know the history, if you knew the mystery of the Gentiles, and going into that, Zabak, Priest Zabak, man, he should be ashamed of himself. He goes back to 1 West. And he should be ashamed of himself, man. Agreeing with Genesis Israelites. Them niggas are reprobates. Them niggas are what you call babies in this day of ours, man. Shit, hell, I'm still a baby learning. But I know one thing. I know the secret of the mystery of the Gentiles, how it befell the southern kingdom, how they became Gentiles. Go back to the time of the book of the Maccabees. It's going to give you all that history. Then the time of Antiochus or Antiochus Epiphanes is going to give you all that history. And you're going to know. And that's how they became, it's called the Hellenization of the Jews, man. You had Greek-speaking Israelites, then you had Israelites that totally gave up their custom and became a part of that Greek fashion, became a part of that Greek world. And through generation to generation, they lost their identity and professed themselves to be Greeks. And that's how that happened, and that's how the Gentiles came about. But y'all don't know that, man. No matter how many videos that we break down, no matter how many videos that the apostles put up, the elders put up, the bishops put up, we all put up, they're not going to get it because the Most High, like I said, Isaiah, 2 Ezra on the brain. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. The Most High have an angel out there blinding you from getting this truth, man. That, if you understand the history, you will understand the mystery of the Gentiles, man. But you don't understand the history because you don't study. You don't understand that secular history is in the Bible. You don't understand that, man. So therefore, that angel that's out there, the Most High sent out to blind you to this place get melted, you're caught up in that, man. You're caught up in that. And I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed one tear when a lot of you get put to death during the time of martial law. I'm not gonna shed one tear if you people die from famine, that you can't feed yourself. And guess what's gonna happen when all hell break loose, man? When them snap benefits don't come through. You have a lot of people secretly eating their children. It's called cannibalism, and that's a part of the curses. It happened during the time of the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD, and it's going to happen again. Then that was a big-ass pothole. Lucky I was driving slow. That's a big-ass pothole. That shit is crazy. Look at that pothole, man. I didn't even know that was a pothole there, man. Just driving and talking, you know, bringing out what I'm bringing out. They should consider this shit, man. You niggas should consider what the hell you're saying out of your goddamn potholes and your approach to men of the Lord, man. Because you got men of the Lord scattered throughout all these camps, man. Yeah, they don't have a clue because you're stupid. You're too dumb to know that you're dumb, because you're dumb. The 2/3 you Negroes and Hispanics, Native Americans, you're going to pay, man, dearly for coming up against the men of the Lord, man. Dearly. Let me just get out of here. It's some kind of accident now. Somebody rear-ended somebody and they pulled over. I mean, it's easy. It can happen easily. You can rear-end somebody easily if you're not paying attention, you know. That's why I glance at my scriptures that I wrote down, and most of the scriptures that I know I memorized. I could quote them off my mind, off my head, but you don't want to rear-end nobody. You don't want to get into no accident. If you rear-end somebody, that's your ass, man. You gotta pay. You in New York State law, you in the wrong. If anybody get rear-ended, you in the wrong. You gonna pay. You gonna pay. That's why when that chick, she rear-ended me, it was no damage. She rear-ended me on her phone. She got out, and I got out my car too. She got out, I looked, and I said, what's going on, miss? What the hell is going on? And you could tell that she was high, because she was like kind of slurred in her speech, but she was like trying to come on to me. She had a nice body. And I'm like, I mean, I ain't seen no damage in the back of my car. I got a tank. So it's not like one of these fiberglass cars that they built today. Now I got a tank, so I got a 2007 Cadillac. So when she hit my car, I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with it, ain't no scratch on it, you know. But she was trying to give me a number. She was drunk off. She was not drunk off her ass, but you could tell she had some sips because I smelled it on her breath. Now I could have called police. I could have got this. I could have fucked this bitch all over, but I didn't do that. You know, her midgets are gonna come. Her midgets are gonna come pursuing the second entrance 8 and 50. So I can forget off topic, but I just saw some rear-end shit that happened, and it brought me back to remembrance what happened to me. And she kind of like tried to come on to me and offered me $100. I didn't even take the $100. I was like, nah, I'm good, miss. Just don't worry about it. Just watch what you do. Stay up your phone and don't drink while you're driving. Well, I took a couple of sips of wine. Okay, well, it's affecting you with a point whereas you rear-ended me. You ain't see me right here? Just gotta watch how things go down, man. You could be a good driver, but everybody on the street's not a good driver. So looking for the rant, back to the scriptures. And that woman that rear-ended me, yeah, she gonna go through some misery soon, man. You know? Because at first she came out and she was like on some real proud shit. And then when she saw that I got on my phone, I was about to call police. I said, listen, I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm just gonna call police. Because she rear-ended me. I could have got a come up, but there was no damage on my car. I still could have got a come up, but yeah, I'm not like that, man. You know, I mean, I could have just got a come up on her insurance, but I ain't going through that no more, man. I ain't got to do that, you know. Y'all watch me outside, gonna take care of me, you know. But you got a lot of these people that come up against the truth, and she probably was one of them, you know. Who knows? But my thing is this right here. When you come up against the men of the Lord and you start talking your shit like you know something, first of all, you don't know the Bible, and then what is it to you? Half of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're claiming you know the Bible, but you don't read the Bible. So what is it to you that we out there on the highways and the byways condemning Esau? Don't you know before the Lord sends destruction, death and destruction, he sends his prophets to warn his people within that nation to get right, to come out of her, to come back to him, so they won't be destroyed. But you wouldn't know that because you don't read the scriptures. That's throughout the scriptures. When the Most High, case in point, Nineveh, you know, you had Israelites in Nineveh, but when Jonah came to condemn that place, what they do? They repented, and then the time of Tobias, they went back to their evil ways, and they got destroyed. And that was prophecy. But they repented, so the Most High pulled back that destruction, pulled back his anger. And then the time of Jonah. And Jonas got mad because he was like, yo, why you didn't bring the destruction? You know? But it was a time for Nineveh to go down. They repented of their wicked deeds. And not only the Israelites, but also the Assyrians, they repented. And the Lord pulled back the destruction, only to bring the destruction in the time of Tobias and his father. You know, and you can read that in the book of Tobit. I think Tobias was his father, and Tobit was, you know, the son. You know, so you can read that history in the book of Tobit. You know, and that's in the Apocrypha, which these wacky-tacky Christians do not acknowledge. Show you that they don't understand this thing of ours, man. They don't understand this truth, man. They just whacked out of their mind. That's why the first person I heard calling them wacky-tacky Christians was the Apostle Cabal. And I said, oh shit, that fits them. You know, the first person I heard that called these places where these Christians, they what you call them? I'm gonna call it where how the Apostle Tahar call them, these cemeteries, where they get their truth from. They was all bugged out, man. They don't know prophecy. That's why they always going on the Gentiles. But I'm at my destination. Salakia, if I was ranting, I brought out a few scriptures, but Salakia, if I was truly ranting, you know, sometimes it gets you mad. What happens? But everybody pays, man. Nobody is innocent. Nobody gets away. Everybody is going to receive that judgment. And that's just that. So I'm going to give all praises once again to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Wakak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and the bishops and elders of Great Millstone. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom. One more thing. And you niggas better consider this. Shit is about to happen. You're not seeing what's going on, what's building up over there in the Middle East. You're not seeing how the United States is having a proxy army with the Russian government. Now, the United States is about to go and try to invade Venezuela. Why? Because Venezuela got a lot of precious metals, a lot of gold, and a lot of oil. The plan failed in the Middle East for the United States government. The plan failed in Ukraine with the resources that they have over there. So now they turn their attention towards Venezuela, who's rich in gold and silver and oil. But they allies with Iran, allies with Russia, and receive all kind of gold, not all gold, it's like it. And receive all kind of oil from, and give all kind of oil to China. Consider that shit. It's an assembly of great nations that's being formed pursuant to Jeremiah 50:9 on down to 12. But you niggas that's coming up against the men of the Lord, y'all don't see that. A lot of people, a lot of the 2/3, that's people that are part of the 2/3 club, they say the news is depressing. They only watch the news to receive the weather, their favorite team, who if they won or lost, and what's going on in the local news, the killings and the shootings. And the other day, 32 members of some group of some wicked ass gang banging niggas, they got indicted, and all of them are going to go to jail, and that's going to be their tomb. Consider that shit, man. Well, all this shit is happening throughout the four corners of the earth. They had the G20 summit in Africa. Who knows what they was talking about? This happened just a few days ago, or probably yesterday, or even Friday. Friday, or even Saturday, or even Thursday. It was a G20 summit of all the nations in Africa. But you people wouldn't understand what, or even know, or even wouldn't care what's happening over there, what's going on in that G20 summit. Because you stupid. You're dumb. And you too dumb to realize you dumb because you dumb. And that's why you're part of the 2/3 club. So with that, hey, shalom.